Welcome to another solo to diamond video where I explain my decision making on my grind soloing to diamond as a heavy. Now obviously this grind was a while ago as we are going for the same grind as a light, which almost is done. We're going to do a follow-up video like that in the future. But in the meantime, I want to explain my decision making so you can become a better heavy or better ranked player. We're going to take a look at a pretty huge game I had here as a heavy. This was back in gold where I basically put the team on my back and carried. So let's take a look at how that went. Are you still clipping your own clips while playing? Why? Half of the time your clips aren't even on, your storage is full, or the file ends up getting corrupted. But thanks to the sponsor of today's video, I have a guaranteed fix for you. Outplayed. With Outplayed, you can clip, edit, and share with just a couple of clicks. Want to clip a funny moment when you die or just if something stupid happens? Whatever you want, you can ask Outplayed to specifically mark when you die, kill, get a win, or even just get an assist. What it clips is completely up to you. My personal favorite feature is that you can easily clip, trim, and even edit in the actual app before sending it straight to your friends. Super easy and super fast. I'm starting to realize just how much time I've wasted by not using this in the first place. And of course, one quick thing, it supports so many games and the list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So use my link in the description to download Outplayed for free. And thank you again, Outplayed, for sponsoring this video. So obviously I'm running with a nuke. This is going to be nukes basically all the time. As a heavy, they have been nerfed now at the time of this stream. Nukes were not nerfed, but they are nerfed now. That doesn't mean they're less viable. I'm also obviously using the SA-1216 because it's the best shotgun in the game, arguably the best gun in the game. As you see, there's shreds light, shreds medium, shreds heavies. Even if you're stunned. Big damage here, you're just kind of walking in, just looking around, trying to figure out where they are. We're already one man up, so it's basically cleanup. We want to take it to hospital because hospital makes the most sense. I'm actually going to mute my own voice because I can't hear my own thoughts. Basically, yeah, I'm just looking around. Apparently they came to fight here for no reason. They shouldn't have, but sometimes they do. I'm running over to B so I can actually go set up. And obviously we're going to want to break the hospital sky bridge. And then set up here. Just by being on hospital, I think I've said it before, I will say it again. You will basically get a point for free. It's near impossible to retake if it's played properly. Now obviously I'm playing solo queue and I'm playing heavy and I have a shotgun, so that means that it won't be as easy for me as to defend it compared to, say, if I had a Louis gun or if I had a medium or if I played light, just with some more distance. But either way, no matter what gun I use, I would always recommend the shotgun here, general for heavy, but obviously that won't help for the hospital hold. Now this, we should have broken this bridge already, but I had my nuke, so I didn't want to do it. I probably should have gone straight onto it and destroyed it immediately so they wouldn't have a chance to do this. Opening nuke here, didn't get the kill with it, but following up, dropping down because it's a 1v1. I have the bubble bubbling to look around, and then they're not really peeking. I'm taking high ground again, and then just kind of looking around, looking for RPG shots, dealing as much damage as I can. We did get the opening, so really all I need to do is clean up. Now I'm playing heavy, so just watching this after having played so much light lately, the decision making here is pretty huge, just really going as ham as I can. But obviously I probably went a little bit out of position here. That being said, you know, I definitely went out of position for my teammates. I pushed in on my own, feeling brave. Did not work out, I got punished for it. And we all got wiped for that, so I shouldn't have died first there. Should have used my shield a little bit better. We could have stayed alive, played my shield. And then we could have covered me and, you know, we could have won. Doesn't matter that we're spawning here, it's construction, we're going for A. Like this decision making, it hurts watching this decision making myself. I mentioned it in the previous video that I mentioned because it's very different. Okay, let me just explain this here. I was just gonna finish my thought there. It's very different, like the decisions I would make back then versus the decisions I would make now, because we've improved a lot in order to get to diamond on heavy and then even more on light, because you have to make perfect decisions every single time or you will just die as a light, both in macro and the micro sense. Anyways, moving on, we're going the low ground here. Should have gone high ground, doesn't matter. I see the enemies, I walk forward, opening damage with the RPG, which I generally want to do, then I immediately follow up with a bubble. Taking the 1v1 here, I will win. No matter, unless they have a shotgun, I will win the 1v1 every single time. It's just the highest DPS weapon. The bubble adds, I think at the time this was 600 health to my health pool, which makes it even harder to kill me. It gives me a total effective health of 950. Try to do a quick nuke here. This is post nerf on the nukes a little bit. You can still do the red ones just fine. But basically, you can still throw a nuke. I'd still do it to this day. You can put one C4, maybe 2 C4 on your barrel. You can toss it at short range. It's still enough to catch someone if it's that small of a distance. You don't need to snipe people with the nukes all the time to get a wipe of them. That you can still get game-changing damage. There's the shotgun. Back at it again. And pretty much a clean take because we got the wipe there. Nobody third party, so that's good. We're going for the vault here. Makes a lot of sense to touch the vault and get it into a point. Obviously, we're at half time here, so we gotta make sure we make every correct decision and get ahead. So if we get the second vault here, we're gonna have enough to stay ahead the whole time. I'm looking forward here, looking for RPG opening as usual. To be fair, I did whiff the shots here, which goes against what I said previously. I spot the guy with the nuke. I shield. He didn't throw it my way, but the shield can block a nuke. Done properly. I'm building my own nuke. Call me Oppenheimer. Sliding down, looking for them. Big opening there. Got him with the red explosive damage plus the C4. Obviously, it's not enough with just one C4 to kill a medium, but combining it two is going to be enough. And then we end up wiping here, sadly. But that's good. We kind of got picked apart. I was playing really far back. I wasn't really providing pressure for my team, and I weren't really doing anything with the enemies chasing me, so we ended up dying. Putting Lover here is taking a lot of focus. Anyways, we spawn back here, going back for construction. They put it into D, into construction. We probably should have gone for free and C instead of going for construction, but it's fine. I'm bubbling here just to walk out and look around. Trying to abuse that extra health as much as I can. They kill me with my own C4 there. Oh, they did, yeah. That happens sometimes. So anyways, we got another respawn here, so now we're going back at it again. Which one we're going for? C makes the most sense, so we're going for it. It's easier to take because they don't have an ultimate high ground. It is a bit of a difficult spot to take because of the way the cubby is designed. I would want to approach it from the top, but I am approaching from the bottom here just to see what's going on. I think playing so much heavy kind of ruined my decision making now I think about it, because the amount of health I have, the amount of damage I do, like you can kind of just walk in, not think about your decision making at all, and you're gonna win most fights, engagements, or at least games. So it's kind of crazy to think about. Using the shield here a little bit just to keep pressure up. Obviously I can't do much with 70 health. If they start shooting me, I will die. Bubbling forward here for cover, looking around. There's only one medium left on purple. And then they did res. Good damage from my teammate here, who ended up nading both out. I'm reviving at least one of them. This detected here, so I could go for a steal, but it's going to be risky. I end up trying to still get both up here. Probably should have gone for the steal here instead, and we would have been better off. My teammate could have covered or stolen, but it happens. Still, though, for the sheer chaos of this fight, I believe we managed to stay alive here. Or rather, we managed to get the point. We do. There's a lot of fights like that, you don't really get a lot of things done, but because of how difficult it is to hold the point, you will end up winning anyways. It's just too chaotic. You can't, and when you get those points, I think the best decision to make is to not commit to a fight and just play a little bit off the point. Let the chaos ensue on the point and just apply pressure from the side, and then eventually things will work out in your favor. Anyways, 50 seconds here, so we need to deny both the 5 and the 6. I'm going to be rotating forward, so I'm skipping ahead. In last 30 seconds, I have a nuke. See a guy. Boom. Don't get the hit there. If I would have hit him with the nuke, that would have been it. Now he has a free climb. That jump pad just blocked my RPG, so now to get the B in, we have to actually get this point, or we will not qualify now because they're second place. And the same goes for Pink. Pink, no matter what happens there, we are behind. We have to get one steal. I get a good opening here. This guy was caught just with his pants down, almost literally. Not the best shots there, but I do get him. I'm trying to play my bubble as much as I can. He goes for a res. Doesn't matter. I'm using the SA-1216. It's OPSL. Get the turret, and that should be everyone. It is. My teammates are dead, but I'm getting the steal first this time. I'll learn my lesson from the last one. Then we'll get them up. And I just need to hold this for the next 45 seconds, and then we are chilling. We're going to be first place by holding it. So that's what we're going to try to do. We still need to get both of our teammates back up, or rather, we need to get Animus here back up. He ends up coining, which makes sense. We need to hold this for 30 more seconds. I could have put C4 on the point. I didn't. Probably should have. Or built a nuke with it. It is what it is. Because the best decision to make here is just to stall. If we can stall out the point here now, unless the next, it's 15 seconds left on the timer, we just need to get them till the last 5. If they're not capping by the last 5th second, we will win, or rather we will qualify, and they won't. So that's also why that guy's inting it, and we are fine, we are through. A little bit awkward, there you go. And we qualified with 11 kills and 12 on my teammates, so pretty solid team overall. Let's move on to the next round. And there we go. So SA1216, we move forward. I've been like trying to pay attention to spawns a lot lately, and there's always going to be a certain way certain spawns play out, or certain vaults play out. And this one I hadn't learned at the time. I'm getting better at it. I'm surprised that he gets there before I do. I guess it's because I'm playing heavy. If I was a light, I'd be first. And he was probably like running hard. Obviously there's an ABS there, I couldn't shoot right at him. I end up getting the vault, he wanted to touch it for the 1k. I get nuked, high skill gameplay. So actually surprised that one hit me, because I had my shield up, but it is what it is. Both my teammates kind of struggling here. Trying to stay alive, let's see if they actually get it. No, they actually get cleaned up here, but we got the first vault touch and some kills, so we still have some money, we still ahead of a red. However, obviously, once they put it in, they would be over, or they would be dead. I think I was responding to some comment here, doing something real quick. So we're back at it. We have red here coming with their vault. We are on the point, so we can just kind of intercept it. They end up throwing it to us, so I might as well put it in, get that free 2k. Obviously, they're ahead now, so I put 2c4 down, and I run off the point. I cannot 1v3. Maybe I can, but I'm 50 health, so it's unlikely that I'll be able to take this fight head on. I put goo on the wall. I've been gooing a lot lately, or just using the barrels, I think, unlocks such a whole nother level of gameplay that people don't really do, so try to figure out ways you can do it. They ended up blowing up my C4 again, I think, for the steal. I, slide in, try to kill him. I got a kill out of it, and then I jump backwards and mesh shield while they're shooting to kind of reassess the situation and try to do something more. Good damage here with the shotgun, and there you go, they're all dead. Thankfully, my teammate came in with the last 5 health, so we could actually kill them and take the point. Just holding the shield up for him so he can steal it. I've noticed that when you play heavy, it's a bit confusing, or rather in general, but especially as a heavy, I guess, who's the one stealing. I'd say that the heavy should never be the one stealing. Generally speaking, you want a medium or light, depending. I think I'd say generally you want the medium to steal, unless there's like a smoke or gas on the point, because the heavy can provide not 1 barrier, but usually 2 with a mesh shield and a dome shield, which will make it a lot harder for enemies to actually kill them. The heavy can also stand inside of the person capping, so they kind of glitch inside of each other, and which makes it even harder to get to the hitbox and hit the person capping. That helps, both for soaking up damage, but also if a light comes in with a stun gun or the like. So that's a way to run that. Either way, we're just running around here now waiting for the next team to show up. I'm starting to build a nuke. I only have 1 C4. You have a really long cooldown on these C4, so it makes sense. And there we go, we got both of them. Now I'm just waiting for the next one. Trying to figure out like the best person to nuke. I just go for the first person I saw. A light might not be the best person to nuke because you can kill them very easily. And instead I went for the medium. Then I'm just staying alive here, trying to get some damage in. Trading a lot, bubbling backwards. So if the light will peek me here, which he kind of has to, the point is right there, he will die just like that. That effective health coming in clutch. A lot of times just bubbling yourself and then making a play from the bubble will give you so much to work with. So much effective health, so much additional health. Most importantly, again, it's I think it was 600 at one time. It might be 300. It is. I think it's 300 now. It was 600 at one time. I don't remember what it was at this point when we did this stream. This was about a month or 2 ago, but it's still very relevant. The strategy still works. It's still an additional set of health. So obviously, if you're light, you would want to, move out of the way here. What I did there is a small thing. I didn't shoot the guy with the RPG. I shot, the ground floor behind him, so I wouldn't die from the splash damage. I tried to get the 1v1 here against the light, slide around the corner to get the kill. Traded, could have done that better, but it was a worthwhile trade. It worked out for us, and then we're just going to respawn fairly close because they put the money in on hospital. Now, retaking hospital is really hard, but apparently the bridge is still up. We could go for it. However, I'm following my heavy, and instead I think we're going to go for the moving platform on D. No, okay, he wants to go straight for C here. I'm just following him the whole time. Might as well. Not sure what this guy over here was doing. I was hoping to get lucky with the RPG. Didn't work. You know, maybe blow up the bridge a little bit. Make a large enough hole for him to fall through. Didn't really happen. I'm looking for a off angle with my nuke. I see a heavy, and can we get him? It's two people right there. Can we get them? No. Traded myself. Did not work out. I think generally speaking, I think this ended up being a worthwhile trade. Yeah, it did because it got me back up. But generally speaking, if you're playing heavy, or I mean anyone for that matter, but especially if you're playing heavy with a nuke, you're gonna get into situations where it's like, okay, I can try to RPG someone, this guy in front of me, and trade myself against them. Or nuke the person right in front of me, try to trade myself against them. More often than not, it's not worth it, unless you have one or two mediums, because you're going to have to burn a defib. If you think that if the enemy team doesn't have the ability to burn a defib, then it's going to be a pretty free trade, but generally speaking, you obviously don't want to make those, take those risks, because maybe you don't get a defib off, or something doesn't go your way, or you might need it later. It can be a conscious decision to do a really risky nuke or RPG, again, to blow yourself up or not, but generally speaking, I would advise against it. Then in some cases, obviously, you know you're dead, and you might as well just go for a nuke or that RPG shot, and at the very least, you'll help your team have some additional damage. You don't want to be in a position to begin with, but sometimes you just need to mitigate a lost fight or a lost game with a little bit of additional damage. That's just the way you have to play heavy sometimes. I was holding green here, taking a look at it. Honestly, it's so frustrating looking at this because we're just not breaking the sky bridge as much as we should. We haven't broken it at all this game. Now that I play light, we do it every single game, every single time. But it is what it is. This was a while ago. We don't have the same knowledge or experience we have now. It's always fun to see how much, like if you guys watched my stream over at twitch.tv/Ottr recently, you might think that there's a very big difference in my decision making, in my aim, in my gameplay. I personally think it's a huge difference between the way I normally play and the way I play in these decision-making style videos. I still believe there is a lot to learn, but obviously everyone played the game a lot differently back then, so that you're going to take it with a grain of salt. Generally speaking, the same rules do apply, which is why I still mention what I believe to be important. Moving on, we have vault 6. We're going to have 6, pink. Once you get 6, they want to take it to B, most likely. I'm just jumping on with the nuke, hoping to catch one of them. And do I? I did hit him, but I didn't catch him. I didn't get a kill with it. Follow-up RPG, the classic, the heavy combo. They just drop in my face here. There's a small micro thing I do. I think I mentioned it in a previous video where I shoot 4 shots and immediately slide. It catches them off guard every time, and you can both slide and do the cocking, the 4th shot animation at the same time. It's very strong. Also, I was going to do this, I mentioned this in another video, we were playing low gravity. Just avoid jumping in low gravity as much as you can. If you have to, try to jump in places where you'll bounce against the roof. It will bounce you right back down. For example, if you would jump around here, you would get a jump, you would hit your head on this and go right back down. Sliding is still a good way to stay on the move and be difficult to hit or track. But obviously, if you jump, you will become a very easy target, so you don't want to do that. We're holding the banners on the vault here for a little bit. They don't have any more time. You could go for A here with first place. Like, if I want to play this really safe, that's a low graph moment. If you want to play this really safe, you don't go for a point at all. You just maybe take the vault to go AFK. I think at this point, even if we die, we're going to be fine. But we can go for first place and get a little bit of more points, like plus 20. Not really worth it at the end of the day. But if you don't commit fully, you can always probably make something happen. We were dominating the lobby pretty hard. We're feeling confident. And then I get hit by that bug and we die. But you can't really plan for that bug. Third party comes in. Good rest from my teammate, or good attempt of a rest from my teammate. Obviously, they're just going to destroy that immediately. My light here popping off with the gas. I get 17 kills in this round somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. And I'm just hopping up and see. Yeah. Pink ended up getting it. Got the first place anyways. Like I said, we were so far ahead, we had so much money, it was nearly impossible unless we died twice. And then the right team stole it for us to actually not qualify. Huge nuke there. No kill. Triple medium moment. That's probably like back in the day. It still is pretty solid, but it used to be the only counter for triple medium was a well-placed nuke, because they would just keep reviving each other over and over again. At least a well-placed nuke will wipe 2, maybe all 3 of them. And now we're going to see this of that team down here. Very good angle for the nuke, a 2-man nuke. They traded 1v2 for us right now. They could go for the revives if they want to. We had the banners here, so we can just have to stay alive. If the time was slightly different, I probably would have been better off, but it doesn't matter. I still have a bubble to play here, so I'm using it as much as I can. You just pay close attention to that, the amount of space I give myself with the bubble constantly. It really, really adds up. Then ended up only having 1 C4, so put it on a green barrel. You can still throw it. Again, I mentioned it previously in this video. You can still potentially, you got some damage. I didn't get a wipe with it, but I did get a lot of damage. A whole C4's worth was at 95 damage. That was more 140 now. Either way, it got enough to kill 1 person plus some gas damage. Nothing really seems to happen. We do see orange over here. A bit of damage, nothing special. I'm bubbling myself to trade. Obviously, I'm not going to do that much damage with... Oh yeah, this is actually so beautiful. I want to show that again. Obviously, when I'm shooting at this range, it's not going to do much, but it will do damage. I think I mentioned it in a previous video. When you're playing SA-1216 or any shotgun for that matter, like, you have infinite ammo. You might as well, if you can shoot at them without it costing anything. I mean, it obviously costs me a cooldown for my bubble, but if it doesn't cost you anything to shoot someone, shoot them. Like, yeah, it gives you an assist, not that it matters, but it does deal damage to them, and that might be the decider that your team needs to kill them, so you might as well. Either way, I see a guy over here. I throw the vault at him, it just doesn't matter why, I just did. But then I see the RPG coming out, and immediately slide bubble forward. He hits that, take it down, and then we're taking it 1v1 close range. Now, I'm not hitting the easy shots, so I end up dying, but I just wanted to really show that. There's also a way you can eat nukes, because if the nuke passes through the mesh shield, what ends up happening, or a bubble for that matter, it will actually eat the C4. So try to make a habit of using a mesh shield. I've noticed a lot of heavies don't use them. I don't even use it as much as I normally would want to in this video, I'm noticing. But again, this was a while ago. I would. Towards the end of this climb, I used it a lot more efficiently and a lot more often, because you can very much like swap it up and down constantly if you want to, or turn it off and on. Fighting the triple light again, or triple medium, sorry. They're tiny, they look the same to me. Obviously I can't win the trade, it's a 1v3, and they're just heal beaming each other, so I'm walking backwards a bit, expecting them to push me, which they did, just slightly different time and slightly different focus. They are focusing my other heavy teammate, so I can get some free damage in. Orange is suddenly there, so I'm walking forward, feeling confident. Obviously not working because I get shot in the side and I get killed. Really shows that just being confident will get you killed a lot. I'm definitely noticing. Even though I'm playing heavy, even though I'm popping off, generally speaking, especially this game, we could still be doing this a lot better. Definitely, if I played it a little bit safer, a lot of times we would get more results, but then we wouldn't get the clips. And it's the clips that we want. That's all that matters. So we're running up here. I'm bubbling. In this case, it doesn't really make sense as a bubble, I think. I think a part of me was thinking I could slide through the vent, which obviously can't. Good RPG opener. That guy got lost because I broke his ankles, so we got an free kill here. A free cash out. I see that there's something going on at C, but I end up going back. It's a bit of an awkward one. We probably could have gone for a third party here, but seeing as my team is on move, I'm just deciding, okay, we're going to play the safe card here for once, and we're going to stay on D. C is basically chilling. We're going to have both orange and purple spawn near us. It's going to be a bit awkward for us to deal with both at the same time. I think the best move here is getting off the point, still staying close enough where we can leash it. I have C4 on it, but obviously it's going to be hard for us to do much by getting third party immediately. They might go for a last second steal or something when we're getting pushed by the other team. I try to help my teammate out here as much as I can. Seeing as he got caught, it's just no longer about killing everyone. It's just about staying alive as much as I can. But I am trying to help my teammates from a distance while still staying close enough. I still have C4 on the point. If they go for the steal, I can C4 it. Doesn't matter. They end up not stealing it at all, I think. Oh, they try to. And that's the power of the C4 on the point. Didn't really matter though, because they were I think they were either not stealing it or it was too late, but it's still a free score. And that's what we qualified to the finals. So let's go over the finals in a second. I just want to see if we got some kills that we can look at. Otherwise, we'll just skip right ahead. Oh, we got something at least, a little bit of shooting. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's decent. It's decent. And, okay, let's move on to the finals. Final round. Double heavy light. I've played this comp before with a different team. As a heavy, actually. Playing as a medium, light, medium. I'm just skipping ahead because we opened the vault. We haven't seen them yet. I have a nuke, as expected. Always kind of trying to look away so they can't blow my nuke up. They're going to be nading. They're going to be throwing explosives my way. I got to be careful. Good opening here. He just gets one guy, but it's something to play off of. Light dead. Light work. No reaction. Then it's just the last guy here. I'm holding shield up as a zipline to help my team out a little bit, just in case. Or at least help myself up if they're holding the high ground. It doesn't cost me anything. Now they're not here. We're looking for the last guy. He's right here. Got the opening shot. Follow-up shot. He's 1 health. Can we catch him? He is a medium, so he's going to run faster. A little bit of movement. He didn't take the vent because he's not broken. And all of them actually managed to revive. I think he might have defibbed it here. My teammates haven't put in the vault yet. I end up getting caught off guard by this guy, but I don't know why my team didn't put the vault in. There you go. They do now. It's very late, though. And they end up clutching it up, which is great. But that was pretty risky. If we had it in, we would have been 20 seconds ahead, maybe. Obviously, I should have been with them on the point. But I thought we could catch the medium while they went to cap, and they just didn't cap it, so it ended up being a bad call. Either way. Taking a high ground here. It's really awkward to play construction. I'm always... Oh yeah, I think I wanted to go hospital, but I decided to go construction. I'm not sure why teams force construction, or my teams force construction so hard, especially when hospital is there. I think people just don't understand the power of hospital. Honestly. Okay, I'm in here. It's me against 3. I get with the first guy, good damage. I didn't see the invisible light. I did see him in the VOD now. I end up dying now. Moving on, though, to the next fight here. It's going to be rough. We have to rush in. Not a lot of time to work with. I climb up here on the high ground. Shield to reassess. RPG opener. A little bit of damage on both, but this is not enough time to steal it, so I sit down on it, hoping for the best, but obviously it doesn't matter. We are dead. And they kill us. Doesn't really matter. Moving on. Going on from here. RPG opener, the classic. It's also nice because since they don't have a heavy, there's not going to be any nukes. And we can just kind of clean them up pretty easily. I can nuke him for free. They can play my shield. I can use my shield, and I will out DPS basically all of them with no problem. We were going for hospital here, but the other team understand how good hospital is, so they were actually camping on it. I end up running backwards, going for construction, putting it in. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Putting it in here. And then they already made a jump pad up. But if you're being held most of the time, there's no point in staying. You might as well just run around them. There's just literally no point. I'm going for a bit of a risky revive here. At least I see them when they come back up. The guy lands there, just chilling. I'm putting some C4 here on the point, expecting them, if they do take the pad or they do try to grab him, defib him, or whatever, I'll have a C4 right there on the point. And we can, yeah, and there you go. Bam. Easy peasy. Now we could stagger the last guy, but it's hard to coordinate that with your randoms. I put a goo down to kind of block the statue so they can't, he can't jump in and grab it and jump out or whatever. The longer we draw this fight out, the better it will be. The more value we will get from it. And actually, yeah, the first guy ended up coining. So the light was fighting my teammate, and the first guy we killed ended up coining, which means that this guy here is staggered. They're currently in a state of stagger. They don't have a full wipe, and they're going to want to either coin back or die for a full wipe. It's now 25 or 20 seconds from the light. I think I'm not telling my teammates, but I'm telling my chat, like, if we just keep an eye on the light, The mediums have to go for the light or go for a full reset. I'm bubbling here. Expect him to come in. Here he is, bubbling. Again, RPG forward. Now this guy, the Baba Booey guy, he has a 20-25 second timer on him. The medium has to ever get him up. The light will probably coin in a little bit if they feel like staggering this fight out. And he does. So now there's both me and the over heavy. We're holding the last guy on there. We actually go back to the point. But we could just keep holding that one and we're going to be fine. But that's kind of like we're fighting in the range we want to be. Very awkward. He catches me off guard. Not my best work. Putting C4 on the point because I'm not expecting to stay alive for that long. Try the barrier, play the shield. I'm just a free kill for the light. If the heavy can stay alive here, we get it. If they don't, we actually lose. So let's see how to do it. Our light coins, good call. They might not have enough time to steal it anymore to go for it now. Heavy played a bubble as well, did a really good job. He did die for it, but doesn't really matter that much. I mean, obviously it's nice to be alive because you can dictate how the next fight starts, but generally speaking, it doesn't really matter. You can, if you have control of the vault, you can choose which point to play. You can which cash out to play, and every team will be forced to play a retake. And in this case, they do have hospital open. It has not been used yet. They could actually take it to hospital right now, which I believe they actually do. They seem to be taking that direction at least. Meaning that I'm jumping forward here. I'm trying to make the best out of it. Fat nuke only gets one guy, but one guy is better than no guy. And I'm just jumping around here trying to find another opening with the RPG. Huge kill on the medium. Like I was waiting here the whole time. I just realized that this light probably focused me the entire game because I feel like it only killed me or tried to kill me first. Or maybe we just ended up being in the same positions. I'm not sure. Either way, my teammate tried to go for a rest, got a little bit cancelled. Actually, that was the turret got him. I think one of them is, no, all of them are still dead. It's just a bug. He gets a rest. Great job from the over heavy. Overall, the team played really well. We put the point in. I think I've learned my lesson by now. Yeah, we're destroying the sky bridge here finally. And now let's see if we can do a perfect hold on hospital. Assuming the enemy team doesn't have a either take the crane, which is blown down, or if they or if they do a zipline of Skybridge, they can only come through green. We have some gas canisters here that help us hold them back. Again, I don't have good range with a shotgun, so if we get a good opening, I'll have to drop down on them if I want to do anything. But obviously I will provide pressure just by staying alive. They end up actually running past because my teammates didn't hold them on the cross. Again, there's nothing I can do because I'm using a shotgun here. That, I guess that is a flaw with it. But other than these specific situations where you want to hold a high ground, it's great. I mean, if I had a nuke, it could still kill them, or like a good well-placed RPG could kill them. I'm holding the shield up here for myself and for my teammate. Both of us are 1 HP. I thought he would maybe stick around and shoot, but I can see why he wouldn't trust that. He also holds up the shield for me to help me out. I throw a C4 down into the stairwell. Don't get anyone with it, but the plan was to at least get a little bit of damage using it as a nade. Minute or so left on the timer. Break the turret instantly. Teammate goes down. I immediately jump forward to shield him as much as I can, but obviously we have to kind of get out of this room. They have high ground on us, and they're shooting down on us for free. Light ended up chasing me. Again, he does seem to just have a thing for me. I win the 1v1 because obviously I'm a heavy. Good damage on the medium here who wants to get the rest. Ends up costing him. In most cases, I'm noticing in this game, if you play against mediums, they will almost always be an NPC and run straight for the teammate if they die to get an insta rest. Do it all the time as light now, or you just kind of camp their statues. But it works as a heavy as well. Either way, a bubble here on the side and try to play the bubble. Very risky spot, both me and the light are 1 health. If we just stay alive, we don't actually need to peek this. We can just wait for our regen to kick in. That being said, he did start stealing it, so I jump in to clean it up. Very risky, especially because my light was still struggling to actually make it here back in time. But that was it, and we ended up managing to get the point thanks to that. Definitely not the cleanest hospital hold, because it did manage to cross when done properly. Again, it's just a rinse over and over again. I think what we did most of this finals is that we punished the enemy's mistakes and used them against them, more so than making our own openings. Which is especially useful, again, against a lot of mediums, because they basically just have out of jail for free card, so if we make an opening, they're just going to revive it over and over again. It's not really going to work. Either way, I think this was a pretty useful VOD. There was a lot more mistakes in this one than I remembered, so I'm glad to have highlighted it for you guys to learn from it as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit a like and a subscribe, and of course, I'll see you all next time. All right, peace out.